Chris, tell me a little bit about how the work you do at the gym transfers over to the mountain biking.
Yeah, so for me, that's definitely one of the biggest motivations behind what I do. You know, it gives me maybe the most job satisfaction, and it keeps me motivated to keep pushing and never kind of rest on any of our laurels. And it's the connection between how we move in the gym, the exercises we choose, and how we organise our training in the gym, and how that transfers then to the bike. And I spend a lot of time researching how other coaches in other disciplines and other sports you know, do the same thing, and I suppose the methods and the theories behind it underneath that lay that foundation, and then condensing that down into just a real simple approach for the riders in the gym, which is kind of what you guys saw this morning with Tahnee. So while on the surface everything can look just, this is just, you know, your basic training, lifting, whatever else, there's definitely a sport individual and an athlete individual kind of focus for getting things we do in the gym to transfer to the trail.
What other sports would you draw a little bit of inspiration
It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter, because the idea is you know, how the athlete moves in their sport, and then how that relates to the physical preparation in the gym specifically. So, you know, I definitely would look at the sports that are closer to ours, like alpine skiing, for sure. You know, a lot of alpine skiing stuff. Definitely one of the closest in terms of muscle contraction types, durations, the fact that gravity is propelling you, and gravity is also trying to crush you into the ground. And then you can also use the passive forces of gravity and the potential energy stored in the body and in the bike as one unit. And that's what you'll see the best riders in the world often do. So, you know, you compress the suspension, and gravity compresses the suspension with you into the transition of a lip, and then you pop and you gap and you clear 20 meters of roots and rocks.
Nice.
So that whole kind of coordination aspect to it is really big. So any sport, you know, from track and field, I got some friends who coach track and field, hammer throw and sprinting and stuff, so we chat a lot, so it doesn't really matter.
Great. And how would you say with Tahnee, she's come back from injury this year, how have you adjusted what you do in the gym to get over?
Well, rule number one is to keep plan B as close to plan A as possible. So once Tahnee got injured, you know, got the diagnosis of what the problem was, got surgery. Darren Roberts from Harrison Ross was always involved in kind of all of those steps, because that's his domain. And, you know, the injury rehabilitation, you know, starts as a simple process. You know, create range of motion, get control back, so control of the joint in time and space in relation to all the other joints as well, and then start building strength as quick as possible, and then get ready to crash, and then get as normal sport specific, athlete specific as possible. So that's how we approached it, and all the while around that, all the other training methods and means stayed the same, as close to normal as possible.
Okay, so say our viewers at home, they've maybe had an injury. What are your top tips for how they're to come back from that, like with regards to their training, supplements or other things? Like, you know, what advice would you have for them?
Try and keep things as close to normal as possible. If normal wasn't very good, and that's part of the reason why you got injured, then make some changes. We don't supplement a bad diet, because you can't supplement. It's only a supplement if everything else is really good. That's what it's called, a supplement. So, you know, lots of sleep, because that's where the repair happens. Your body needs the repair, and it needs a stimulus to repair. So you need to do your rehabilitation exercises. All the other training, try and stay as close as possible. Eat really well. You know, 3 big square meals a day. Quality protein, whether from animal sources or not. And then, you know, go see a good physio or a strength coach to get your rehabilitation exercises, your range of motion, your control, your strength dialed in. And from there, you just kind of chip away at your daily process, and just don't lose sight of the fact that if you work hard enough, you will always get back to 100% or better. You know, sometimes an injury can be a blessing in disguise, because you'll come back better. And Tahnee feels in certain aspects now after the injury in Fort William that she's not a better athlete or rider at the moment, but she most certainly will be in a couple of months. Yeah.
Brilliant. All right. Okay. Cool. Well, thanks very much for your time today. Cheers. Thank you.